You will have both pieces of Baltic birch cut as well as your fiberglass. The first thing you're going to do is put your safety glasses on and some disposable gloves. You then need to loosen all the nuts on your press right to the very top. This is important because when you slide your Baltic birch in, you will need to move these pieces of wood right to the top. I will be putting together the resin and hardener and stirring it up, and I'll warn you when I'm coming. Yes, that's me, I'm coming. Everybody needs to be ready. First thing I'll do is spread the resin on one piece of your Baltic birch. You will need to spread it evenly and use your little pieces of wood to do that. Then you will need to lay down your piece of fiberglass onto the Baltic birch. Pat it down with your hands. When you're finished, I will come around again and pour on some more resin. At this point, you can use the spreader or your hands to spread the resin out evenly once again. If you use your hands, you probably want to take off those disposable gloves and put on some new ones when you're done. Put your other piece of Baltic birch onto your board. Make sure the edges are flush. Now you're going to slide your board in. Everybody needs to help out here. Lift those pieces of wood up on your press. If your board gets stuck, as it usually does, give it a little love tap. Use a hammer and one of your spreader pieces of wood. Once your board is in, make sure it's evenly spaced out in the press and the two pieces of wood are flush. At this point, it's important to tighten up the middle and the ends of the board first. This will establish the basic shape of your board. Once you have done this, go ahead and finish tightening up the rest of the press. There are a couple of do's and don'ts. If you are going to tighten up the press quickly, do all the loose bolts by hand. Have someone do that ahead of time, and don't do that with a wrench. Another thing that you want to do is make sure that you hold the welded nut firmly in place with one wrench at the bottom and tighten the top nut with the wrench like you see above. If you try to tighten without holding the bottom nut with a wrench, you will just spin the threaded rod and things will not tighten up for you. Also, make sure that you do each side evenly. As you can see here, the right side is far too low. The person on the right should stop, let the other person catch up. Once everything's tightened up and everything looks even, store that press away, put your wrenches back where they belong, wash up those hands, and don't forget to give your teacher a high five, and congratulations on pressing your first board.